Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
William Bendix, starring in an episode of The Life of Riley from 75 years ago, March 22nd, 1947. Riley the Milkman? That's what it says here, because I always thought he was a riveter, but I guess not always. Anyway, we thank you for tuning in on this Sure Happy It's Tuesday. This is the 22nd day of March. This is the 81st day of 2022, 284 days remaining till we get to 2023. The Pilgrims of Plymouth Rock signed a peace treaty with the Massawa Indians on this date in 1621. Massachusetts Bay Colony outlawed the possession of cards, dice, and gaming tables in 1630. In North Carolina in 1871, William Woods Holden became the first governor of a state to be removed from office by impeachment. President Roosevelt signed into law on this date in 1933 a bill legalizing the sale of beer and wine. And you're wondering why? Oh, because it had to deal with prohibition. And then it was undone. In 1941, Washington's Grand Coulee Dam began to generate electricity in 1941. And in 1960, the first patent filed for and received for a laser. Back in 1960. In 1963, the Beatles' first album, Please Please Me, released in the UK. In 1975, a fire at the Browns Ferry nuclear reactor in Decatur, Alabama, caused dangerous lowering of cooling water levels. In 1993, the Intel Corporation shipped the first Pentium chips featuring a 60 megahertz clock speed, 100 plus MIPS, and a 64-bit data path. And unless you not realize that, that's revolutionary. Was then anyway. Today it's not so much. The comet Hale-Bopp had its closest approach to Earth on this date in 1997. In 2004, the co-founder and leader of the Palestinian Sunni Islamist militant group Hamas, Ahmed Yassin, and his bodyguards killed in the Gaza Strip when hit by Israeli Air Force AH-64 Apache-fired Hellfire missiles.
Hamas is an organization that commits terrorist acts and sponsors terrorist acts. The Sheikh was someone who was involved in these in this kind of terrorism.
White House Press Secretary Scott McClellan with President George W. Bush's response to the killing. Passing away on this date in history, film producer Mike Todd, the singer of Teen Angel, Can You Hear Me? Mark Dinning passing away on this date. The man behind Woody Woodpecker, Walter Lantz, passing away on this date. William Hanna of Hanna-Barbera. Also, Joe Blanchard, the football player, wrestler, and promoter. And former Senator Herman Talmadge, an old-fashioned Southern populist who built schools as governor of Georgia and then called for stopping desegregation by closing them. He died at his Hampton, Georgia home on this date in 2002 at the age of 88, one of his best-known exchanges with John D. Ehrlichman, a top Nixon aide.
Remember when we were in law school, we studied a famous principle of law that came from England and also is well known in this country, that no matter how humble a man's cottage is, that even the King of England can't enter without his consent.
I'm afraid that's been considerably eroded over the years, hasn't it?
Down in my country, we still think it's a pretty legitimate principle of law.
Mr. Ehrlichman defending on grounds of national security his decision to order a break-in to obtain the psychiatric records of Daniel Ellsberg, who has said he gave the New York Times the secret Pentagon Papers on the government's conduct of the Vietnam War. That was the voice of Herman E. Talmadge, the former Georgia senator who passed away on this date in 2002. Born on this date in history, Chico Marx, the one who played the piano, also Louis L'Amour, actor Carl Malden, Commandant Klink in Hogan's Heroes, Werner Klempner, born on this date, Polish actor Ross Martin, also mime Marcel Marceau, and Stephen Sondheim, all born on this date. Happy birthday number 92 to the PTL Club's Pat Robertson. William Shatner went to space at 90, and he's now 91 years old. The ex-wife of Sammy Davis Jr., actress Mae Britt, a Swedish cutie, 88 years of age today. British singer Roger Whittaker, 86 years old today. Musician, guitarist, singer George Benson, 79.
Somebody heard me while I sang at a street dance when I was 5 or 6 years old. I can't remember exactly. And from that day on, I was known as Little Georgie Benson, the singer. Then I learned to play the ukulele and became known as Little Georgie Benson, the ukulele player and singer. And then guitar at 9, and this man heard about me, playing. People had been telling him, "Oh, you got to hear this young kid. You got to hear him." So one day he invited me up to his place. I was only like a 9 or 10-year-old kid, so I had to get permission from my mother to walk these 10 blocks to this place. So she told me I could go. He worked as a chef in a place that made big corned beef sandwiches, which is the first time I ever heard of corned beef. But he made me a corned beef sandwich, and he talked to me and asked me where I lived and told me he'd be down to my house, and he talked my mother into letting him take me to New York.
The rest, as they say, is history. George Benson, 79 years old today. Wolf Blitzer, 74. Andrew Lloyd Webber, the composer, 74. Commentator Bob Costas, 70 years old. You remember when she was little and starring as Dorothy in The Wiz? She's all grown up now. Stephanie Mills, 65 years old. From Full Metal Jacket, Matthew Modine, 63. Key and Peele's Keegan-Michael Key is 51. And Reese Witherspoon, 46. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 22nd day of March as their birthday. And if this is your birthday...
Hi, we're the 4 freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you.
And we go back 75 years, March 22nd, 1947, William Bendix in the life of Riley. Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, right here on your favorite radio station on a Tuesday.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station. Chester Riley was the everyman. He worked hard for his family and still got into messes because he was always trying to get rich quick. And that's what happened. The William Bendix Life of Riley program. And we go back to the roots of the show now, before the show even started. This is going back to March 22nd, 1947, 75 years ago. Riley hasn't made it up to being a riveter yet. At this point, he's a milkman.
It starts with D and ends with T. That's Dreft, the greatest suds discovery in 2,000 years. Dreft brings you the life of Riley. Dreft, D-R-E-F-T, Dreft, Procter & Gamble's sudsing miracle for washing silks, woolens, nylons, dishes, presents the life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Whenever Chester A. Riley entertains you at dinner, he dishes out large portions of everything, especially advice. Tonight, the Rileys have as their guest a young man who works at the aircraft plant with Riley.
Oh, that sure was a swell dinner, Mrs. Riley.
Well, thank you, Tommy. Glad you enjoyed it.
Peg, you take Tommy inside and I'll go dish up the coffee. We don't drink our coffee at the table, Tommy. We always have it after dinner in the library.
Library?
Yeah, that's our library over there. Them two Esquires on top of the radio.
Riley.
Gee, you've got a swell house here. You know, my wife would give anything to have a home like this.
Well, she'll have one, Tommy. Just be patient. You're young yet.
Peg's right. Owning your own home is a big responsibility.
And it's a lot of work.
It certainly is. Washing windows, mowing the lawn, fixing screens, unblocking the sink. Ties a man down. Sometimes when we have a date, I have to hang around for hours waiting for Peg to get through.
Oh, I know there's a lot of work, but it's better than living with your in-laws.
Oh, I didn't know you lived with your in-laws.
Ever since we got married. It isn't easy.
Oh, I don't know. You could be worse off than living with your in-laws. You could be living with, you could be living down in, you could be dead.
Oh, don't pay any attention to him, Tommy. Why, when Riley and I first got married, we lived with my folks.
Sure, and we got along fine with them. They loved me insanely. Her father was even more insane to me than her mother.
Yeah, but, gee, my wife's father, well, he keeps reminding me that I'm dependent on him. Like he's giving me charity.
Oh, you mustn't feel that way.
Well, you're going at this all wrong, Tommy. You see, I knew how to talk to Peg's old man. Now, just a minute, I said. So what if you're giving me free room and board? I'm entitled to a break. After all, I took your daughter off your hands.
Why, you never said any such thing.
Well, maybe not those words exactly, but I put him in his place, and that's what you got to do, Tommy.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll go get us some hot coffee. It's freezing in here since I fixed that heating system. Excuse me.
Oh, gee, I wish I was like Mr. Riley. You know, not afraid of anybody.
Tommy, would you like to hear how Riley really handled his in-law problem?
Well, he just said
yes,
that
Yes, I heard what he just said, but he left out a few details.
Well, sure, I'd like to hear all about it.
Well, when we first got married, we had to live with my folks. Riley didn't have a job. I kept on with my job, of course, but I didn't make enough to pay rent on a place of our own. Living with my folks wasn't very pleasant. I remember one night... Chester?
Yeah, it's me, Dumpling.
Oh, hello, dear. Any luck?
No, I walked my feet off. Oh, it's no use, Peggy. I guess I might as well face it. I'm a failure.
You are not. You'll connect one of these days, you'll see.
Oh, Peggy, my wonderful, darling wife. Here I am, broke. I haven't worked a day since we're married. And you're so sweet to me. Oh, if we could only go on like this forever.
Sit down, Chester. Mom and Sister are out visiting, but Pop will be home any minute. Then we'll have supper.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Peggy. I got something for you. Here, Angel.
Roses! Oh, Chester, they're beautiful. Chester, you spent your lunch money on me again.
No. I didn't pay for them. You know in the park where they got a design of Mayor Noonan's face made with roses?
Yes.
Well, from now on, the mayor's name is No-Nose Noonan.
Chester, you
Don't be mad, Peggy.
Oh, I forgive you. Here, Chester, for the roses.
Oh. Tomorrow the mayor's going to be bald-headed.
Oh, well, sit down. Here's the evening paper.
Oh, thanks. Oh, this is living, Dumpling.
Oh, good evening, Papa.
Good evening, my dear.
Good evening, Papa.
Supper's almost ready, Papa. Why don't you sit down?
How can I when somebody who doesn't pay a cent toward the rent is sitting in my chair?
Oh, Papa, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's your chair, Papa.
And don't call me Papa.
Yes, sir, Mr. Barker.
Well, supper's practically ready, Papa. You read your paper.
How can I when somebody who isn't paying a cent toward the rent has already got it?
Oh, Papa, why are you always picking on Chester? He's trying to get a job. He just has no luck.
No luck. He's just lazy.
Chester is not lazy.
No, he isn't, huh? I met Mr. Pryor today. Told me he offered that husband of yours a job in his theater as an usher, and he turned it down.
Oh, Chester, why didn't you take it?
Well, I already seen the picture. I mean, anyway, it was only temporary until the regular usher got back from lunch.
Oh, alibis, always alibis. For somebody who doesn't pay a cent.
Papa, if you say that once more,
Hey,
Now, look what you've done, you chiseler. Why did I ever let my daughter marry a nincompoop like you?
now you're going a little too far. You can call me a chiseler, you can call me a loafer, but you got no right calling me an nincompoop when you know yourself I ain't got no income. Don't cry, Dumpling. Don't be mad at me.
Oh, it's not you, Chester. I just can't bear it living with my folks this way.
Oh, it ain't so bad, Peggy. I'm getting used to sleeping on the living room couch. And you got a bed all to yourself in your sister's room. What, don't you like sleeping with your sister?
Oh, Chester, we just got to get a place of our own.
Well, I know, Dumpling. We've been saying that all along.
Oh, yes, but now there's a special reason. You see, well, we'll need more room. There's someone coming to sort of visit us.
Oh, that's nice. When?
In about 6 months.
Anyone I know?
Well, not exactly.
Well, that's okay. Your friends are my friends. But, can't he postpone his visit for a year or two?
Oh, Chester, you don't understand. I got some news for you. It's a surprise.
Peg, you don't mean...
I'm going to have a baby.
Oh, a baby. Whew. For a minute there, I thought you lost your job. But if all you're worrying about is a baby, why... A baby! A baby! Peg, I'm going to have a baby! Don't move, Peg. I'll carry you to the hospital.
Oh, put me down, Chester. It won't be for quite a while.
Oh, Peg, darling, it's wonderful. A baby. And it won't be like the wedding ring I gave you. We'll own the baby outright. Gosh, a baby. What time will it be?
Well, I don't know yet,
Gee,
Billy.
I hope it's a boy or a girl. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, I'm glad you're glad, Chester. But now you see why we just have to get a place of our own.
Yeah, well, we'll move out of here first thing tomorrow. I'll get a job. This baby's going to change our luck. I'll get a job, you'll see.
Oh, I know you will. And it doesn't have to pay very much because I'll go on working.
Oh, no, you won't.
Oh, but I can work.
No, nothing doing, sweetheart. From now on, you're staying home. I want you to be right there with the baby when it's born.
What's the matter?
Hey, I did it! Yippee!
Uh-huh, he's drunk. For a man who doesn't pay a cent.
I ain't drunk, Peg. I got a job.
Oh, Papa, do you hear that? Chester's got a job.
The depression must be over.
Oh, Chester, what kind of a job? How much will you get? What do you do?
Oh, it's a swell job. I'm a milkman. I got my own route, and I work on commission. The more I sell, the more I make.
Oh, Chester, I just know you're going to make lots and lots of money.
And you know what I'm going to do with my first pay?
You can start paying some rent around here.
Oh, no. We've got an apartment of our own now.
We have?
Yeah, I just rented it. It's just a small place, only $15 a month. Pack our stuff, Peg.
Oh, Chester, I'm so happy. Isn't it wonderful, Papa? Well, the least you can do, Papa, is wish us good luck.
Yes. Good luck, Peggy.
Well, what about Chester?
Huh.
Thanks, Papa. Well, here's the place, Dumpling.
Well, it's sort of out of the way, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a very quiet neighborhood. It'll be good when the baby comes. Well, come on, let's go take a look at our little penthouse.
Well, all right. Let's go up.
Not up, down.
Down?
Yeah, well, you see, it's a sort of underground penthouse. Come on, it's just one flight down.
You mean it's in a basement?
Well, yeah, but that's good for the baby. He won't be able to fall down the stairs. Well, here it is. Well, wait, I'll open the door. It just needs a little oil. Well, how do you like it? Huh?
Well, it's so dark. There isn't much light. I guess our electric bills will be pretty high.
Oh, no, they won't. We ain't got electricity. We got gas. See? Well, what do you think of it? The kitchen's behind that curtain, and the bathroom's behind that curtain, and the bedroom's behind that curtain. And that sofa can be fixed in a jiffy. I'll get a little hair from my horse's tail and stuff it. Believe me, Peg, there's nothing wrong with this place that a little paint, glue, nails, glass, and varnish can't fix. Well, what do you think of it, Peggy?
Oh, I like it.
Well, gee, Peggy, I know it ain't the nicest place in the world, but it's all our own. And it's very convenient. It's very close to the subway.
What's that?
The subway.
March 21st, 1947. Yeah, the beginnings were rough. William Bendix and the Life of Riley. We'll have the news from 75 years ago when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
We're listening to William Bendix and the Life of Riley this hour on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, as it was originally broadcast on March 22nd, 1947. And in the newspapers of that Saturday, 75 years ago, these were some of the headlines. President Truman, in far-reaching executive action, ordered loyalty investigations of all government workers and dismissal of any found guilty of communist or other subversive or disloyalty activities. Robert G. Nixon, writing for the International News Service, said the chief executive bluntly declared the presence within the government service of any disloyal or subversive persons constitute a threat to our democratic processes. Mr. Truman invoked the Articles of War, Articles for Government of the Navy, and all other applicable statutes to extend the loyalty investigations and dismissals to the armed services as well as civilian personnel. He instructed the Secretaries of War, of Navy, and the Treasury, which supervises the Coast Guard, to continue to enforce and maintain the highest standards of loyalty within the armed services. Soviet Foreign Minister V.M. Molotov proposed that the new German government be created along the lines of the pre-Hitler Weimar Republic, and his proposal met immediate opposition from France and Britain. France Foreign Minister Georges Bidal saying the ghost of Weimar Republic will not find favor with the French people. Bidal making that declaration across the table in the four-power foreign ministers conference, Molotov proposing that Germany be governed by a two-chamber parliament elected by direct proportional representation. On the strength of decisive House and Senate victories for legislation killing portal pay suits, Republicans spoke confidently of overriding a veto by President Truman if necessary. The Senate vote for a measure to outlaw virtually all pending and future portal claims, 64-24. It now goes to the House, which passed a similar bill 3 weeks ago, 435-56. Next week, a House-Senate Conference Committee will iron out the differences. Ratification is a foregone conclusion. Then the bill goes to the White House with a 2/3 vote needed to override a veto. GOP congressional leaders could point to the fact that they mustered the required strength and more in both the House and the Senate. The withdrawal of Chicago Local 708 of the CIO Mine, Mill, and Smelter Union revealed. The disclosure came with filing of a petition for an election with the Regional National Labor Relations Board. The local, representing 600 employees, is the latest of nearly 40 locals to withdraw from the parent union, but not from the CIO itself, and affiliating temporarily with the Metal Workers Council. The council, however, is not recognized by CIO President Philip Murray, who has appointed a committee to investigate charges of communism within the top leadership. Canadian paper quarters hinted and U.S. sources flatly predicted that paper companies both here and in the U.S. soon would follow the lead of a big Canadian dealer who boosted the price of newsprint $6 a ton to the highest level since 1920. Company officials said yesterday that Canadian International Paper Sales and its parent, Canadian International Paper Company, would put their newsprint prices up April 1 to $86 a ton in Montreal and Toronto, and adding the customary $4 international differential, $90 a ton in New York. Elsewhere in Canada and the U.S., prices would differ in accordance with freight charges and contractual obligations. The 1920 average Canadian-U.S. price was $112 per ton. U.S. Attorney Bernard J. Flynn declined comment on disposition of income tax evasion charges against former White House aide Eugene B. Casey after a federal court jury failed to agree on a verdict. Defense counsel said similar mistrials resulting from hung juries in many instances have created enough doubt about the cases that charges have been dropped. Those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of March 22nd, 1947. On your radio, The Life of Riley, which continues now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
And it's very convenient. It's very close to the subway.
What's that?
The subway. It's right under it.
Oh, Chester.
But don't worry, it's only every 5 minutes.
Oh, what's that? It didn't come from below.
No, that came from above. We're under a bowling alley. We're also near the East River. Gee, I didn't realize. I guess it ain't so nice after all.
Oh, no. Now stop talking like that. We can fix this place up fine. And the most important thing is we have a place to ourselves.
So, here you are.
Papa!
So this is the kind of a hole you expect my daughter to live in.
But, Papa...
Be quiet, Peggy. I'm going to tell that husband of yours exactly what I think of him. Riley, you're nothing but And not only that, you are a... And what's more, you ought to be...
Would you mind repeating that?
Why, you... Peggy, get your things. You're coming home with me.
Oh, please, Papa, give Chester a chance to make good. We want our own place, please.
Well, all right. You've got 1 week, Riley. And if you haven't got a decent place for her to live in, she's coming home. And that's final.
There goes the door. That home wrecker.
Well, don't you worry. We'll get out of here soon. We'll show Papa. You'll make good.
You're just saying that to make me feel good.
I am not. Why do you think I married you?
For my looks?
No, darling. No, I married you because you're going to be a big success. You've got personality and ambition and brains.
Oh, Dumplin', keep on lying to me. I love it.
From 75 years ago, March 22nd, 1947, The Life of Riley on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
On Wednesday's Classic Radio Theater, the Equitable Life Assurance Society program, This Is Your FBI, J. Edgar Hoover's favorite radio program from 71 years ago, March 23rd, 1951. Success story. Two tough kids get into bootlegging and some become adult gangsters. Eventually, they become respectable businessmen. That'll be on tomorrow's Classic Radio Theater, but now let's wrap up this Tuesday edition of The Life of Riley. 75 years ago, March 22nd, 1947.
And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley.
Gosh, you and Mr. Riley sure were in a spot with him broke and all.
Oh, yes, Tommy. It was pretty awful for us newlyweds. My father gave Riley 1 week to get us a decent apartment, or else I'd have to go home and live with my folks. Meanwhile, poor Riley was worried sick about making good in his new job as milkman.
But I guess he came through okay.
Well, he worked hard for a whole week, 12 hours a day. And then that night he came home, and I was waiting for him. You got your first pay envelope.
Well, yeah, but wait, Peg.
Don't tell me how much you made. Let me open it. I want to be surprised. Oh, I'm so excited. It's empty.
Surprised?
But I don't understand.
Well, drivers only get $4 basic pay plus commission on all the milk we sell. And I didn't sell any.
None at all?
Well, I did sell a quart a day to myself for lunch.
And that's all?
Yeah. I didn't want to worry you, Peg. I didn't tell you. I got the worst route in the city. On my route, they don't go for milk. It's mostly the beer drinking set.
Oh.
Cheer up, Dumpler. At least I made my $4 basic pay.
But where is it?
Well, there's a few deductions. They took out $2.25 for my uniform and $1 for 2 tickets to the milkman's ball, 25 cents for the pension fund for me, and 50 cents pension fund for the horse. Believe me, I wish I was a horse.
Oh, Chester, what'll we do? What'll we tell Papa? He'll be here tomorrow.
I'm going out again right now. Maybe if I sell a lot of milk today, he won't think I'm as big a failure as I really am. Ain't it awful, Daisy? 5 hours already and I ain't sold a bottle. Whoa, Daisy, I better phone Peg and tell her how I'm doing. Whoa! Whoa, Daisy. Hey, kid, hey, you over there.
Yeah? What do you want, white pants?
Well, I gotta make a phone call. Watch my wagon, will you?
Sure, mister. I'll take care of your wagon, but good.
I'll be right back.
Oh, boy, what a setup. Hey, Fingers, Fatso, Muggsy, free milk, come and get it.
Hey, what's up, Snake Eyes?
Some dumb cluck left me to watch his cow juice. Come on, we gotta work fast.
Who needs milk? There's nothing on fire.
Oh, don't be a dope. We can sell it for $0.05 a bottle. Come on, grab the stuff. Hey, Muggsy, give me a hand with this case.
Boy, what a soft touch.
Hey, watch it, gang. Here comes a guy.
Hey, what are you boys up to?
Nothing, mister, honest.
Where are you going with that milk?
The driver said we could take it, free.
He's giving it to you? What's this driver's name?
I don't know, mister, Footy's real sweet.
Hey, there's his name on this card in the wagon here. Chester A. Riley.
Chester A. Riley, huh? And he's giving you all this milk?
Yeah, for our little baby brothers and sisters and all the poor hungry kids in the neighborhood what ain't got no milk. Honest, I ain't had a schooner of milk in weeks.
Oh, no. For Pete's sake, kid, don't start crying. I think it's a great idea. Come on, I'll help you.
Well, here I am, Daisy. Hey, where did the kid go? I told him to wait. Well, say, you know, Daisy, the inside of this wagon looks different. There's something missing. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's some... My milk! My milk is gone! Help! Police! I've been milked! Oh, Daisy, what'll my boss say? It's bad enough I can't sell the milk. Now I lose it. Oh, Daisy, it's hopeless. I'm just a failure. I'll wind up digging ditches.
And what's wrong with digging ditches?
Who's that?
It is I, Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker.
Oh, hello, Digger.
Greetings, Riley. You're looking fine. Very natural.
Oh, Digger, I feel terrible. A bunch of kids just stole all the milk off of my wagon.
Oh, you're in the wrong business. They wouldn't dare steal anything from my vehicle.
Oh, those kids, they put me in a terrible spot.
Yes, children can be aggravating. Yesterday, a gang of hoodlums stole a sign from an employment agency and hung it on the door of my business establishment. Oh, I was devastated.
Oh, why? What did the sign say?
We guarantee to place you in a permanent position.
I'll probably get fired now.
Oh, you can always work for me. I can use a live man down at my place.
Well, thanks, Digger. Maybe I will come down to your place when I reach the end of my rope.
Good. I'll be looking for you.
Worst thing is, now I'll have to go back and live with my in-laws.
You have my deepest sympathy. When I was first married, I moved in with my in-laws, and I also did my work there.
Did they pick on you?
Yes. They objected to the way I left things lying around the house. Tell me, Riley, as friend to friend, could you use a little money?
Well, no, thanks, Digger. I'll be all right. You know the old saying, you can't keep a good man down.
Would you care to bet? Well, cheerio. I'd better be shoveling off.
Hello, Mr. Manager. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's you, Riley. I've been waiting 2 hours to check you out. I got a good mind to report you to the boss. Well, come on, let's have it. How many bottles did you get rid of?
All of them.
All of them? On that route? Well, you're okay, Riley. Where's the cash?
Well, you see, I haven't got any.
You haven't got any?
Yeah.
You got rid of the milk, didn't you?
Yeah, but you see...
Now, don't try to tell me you were robbed. I'm wise to those tricks.
But I was...
You're fired, Riley. And you have that dough here by tomorrow, you'll wind up in jail.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, so long.
Get out.
Hey, what's going on here, Joe?
Oh, hello, Chief. I just fired this dope here.
He means me.
Well, what are you hanging around for? Beat it, stupid. Joe, where's this driver, Chester Riley?
That's him. Stupid.
What? How dare you call my friend Riley stupid? Riley, I'm J.B. Trotter, president of the company. Sit down, my boy. Have a cigar.
But, yes, sir.
But, Mr. Trotter, this...
Shut up, Joe.
Look, Mr. Trotter, I can explain about the milk.
You don't have to, Chet, my boy. It's all here in the paper. Smart of you to tell that reporter.
They put it in the paper?
Now, listen to this. Kind-hearted milkman gives free milk to hungry babies. Chester A. Riley of Sunbeam Dairies, and so on and so on and so on. Yes, it's all right there on the front page. Why, new orders have been pouring into the office by the hundreds. Thanks to you, Chet. And you thought of this all by yourself.
Well, but you don't understand. You think that I... Look, Mr. Trotter, my mother brought me up never to tell a lie. And if I told one now, she'd never forgive me. So listen, you see... Yes, sir, I thought of this all by myself. Oh, Mother, please forgive me. Well, here it is, Peg. Here we are, our new apartment.
Oh, Chester, it's beautiful. But I still don't understand. It all happened so quick.
Dublin, I keep telling you, my boss thinks I'm a big hero. He's given me a swell job on salary. So I went right out and got this apartment.
Oh, we're so lucky.
Yeah. But the best thing of all, we won't have to live with your father.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah. Me too. Ain't it wonderful to be happy?
Good evening, Peggy.
Oh, Papa.
They told me at the old place I'd find you here. Riley?
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Parker. I made good. I got us a nice home now.
Yes, a fine place, Chet. Absolutely beautiful. I always knew you'd make the grade, son.
Ah, right. So it's okay, huh? We won't have to move in with you?
Of course not, son. And to show you there's no hard feelings, I'm going to move in with you.
What a revolting development this is.
Well, that's the story, Tommy.
Some story. After hearing about Mr. Riley, I guess I'm not doing so bad with my in-laws after all.
Well, here's the coffee. Sugar and cream, Tommy?
Yeah, thank you.
Now, what was we talking about? Oh, yeah, in-laws. Tommy, let me tell you how I handle my in-laws.
I've already told him, Riley.
Yeah, but you mean the truth?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, you had quite a time there, Mr. Riley.
Well, yeah, but I don't want you to get the wrong impression, Tommy. I love my father-in-law. I get such a nice, warm feeling inside of me every time I think of my dear old father-in-law. 3,000 miles away in Brooklyn.
Crest, the Blessing Miracle for soaps, nylons, woolens, dishes, invites you to be their guests next week to hear The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. William Bendix will soon be seen in the Paramount picture Blaze of Noon. The Life of Riley is produced by Irving Brecker and is directed by Don Bernard. Music by Lou Kozloff. The script by Alan Lipscott, Reuben Ship, and Jack Brecker. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow, Digger Odell is John Brown, Peg's father is Lou Merrill, and Tommy is Gil Stratton. This is Ken Carpenter inviting you to listen again next week to The Life of Riley and reminding you for faster, brighter, safer cleaning than any suds before in history, use Draft. Don't get left, get Draft.
March 22nd, 1947, The Life of Riley on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for tuning in, and please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here. And we also hope that if you miss a day on this station, you don't have to miss a single show. You can always hear our shows through iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, or Amazon just by searching for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And you can also visit my webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can hear the shows on demand as well. You can learn more about building a classic radio collection of your own. All of our social media links are there, and you can contact me, classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.